Yeah, let's wrap it up. But I want to wrap with talking about Steven Seagal.
Oh yeah,
The notorious Steven Seagal.
Steven Seagal. So funny story. One day, one of our good friends, Bam Bam, he's a producer, he's a director now. He used to own boxing. BC Stunt, I think it's called. He's like one of the biggest stunt organizations here. So he called me. He's like, "Hey, Meego, of course." He's like, "You're Persian, right? You're Middle Eastern." I'm like, "No, I'm from Iraq, but like, yeah, I'm Middle Eastern." He's like, "Okay, I have this. Do you know how to act?" I'm like, "I've never done it before." But it's like, "What is it?" He's like, "I'll send you the lines. Film it in front of the camera and send it to me." It's like, okay. So a guy named Khalil, send him the line, whatever, and at the end it would end up being, the second hand. I'm the right hand of a bad Middle Eastern guy, and we're like, we're gonna film again with Steven Seagal. So we're like, Steven Seagal is the good guy. He's gonna come and catch us in what is it called? The movie True Justice 2.
Through Justice 2.
Yeah. So anyway,
I love that movie.
we went. I've never even watched it. So I go there, and Steven Seagal is like in Richmond. So I did 3 days of acting, and then there was the day that I'm gonna fight the guy, and so we were on set, and they setting up everything. The stunt guys gave me all this like backgrounds, like, be careful, this guy. The first thing he's gonna do, he's like, "Hey, he's gonna shake your hand and hit you in the nuts, kick you in the nuts." Does it? He's like, "Oh, hey, wearing a cup." Pop. He's just gonna pop you in the nuts. That's the first thing he does.
What?
Yes, dude. Right? I'm like, oh shit. So I'm wearing a suit. Right? Why? Exactly. Why? So they were like, don't ever tell him your martial arts background. And if he's gonna throw you and stuff, just go with it. It's like back in the day when you're doing the shows and you just go with it. I'm like, yeah, that's fine. I'm just gonna throw myself, and like, I'm not gonna. And he's like, when he usually comes and meets people, don't challenge him or like feel like he's challenged. Don't give him your martial arts background, because he's gonna challenge every martial arts you've done. I'm like, okay, that's good. So they patted me under my suit, full, dude, like almost full suit under my pad suit, under my suit, right? With a cup, hip, back, shoulder pads, elbow pads, knee pads.
How old were you at this?
That was like 10 years ago. That was not long ago.
Okay.
Right? The set was like probably 50 people. And so I heard that he was supposed to throw me through a wall and like whatever.
Jeez.
So I heard the filming got delayed. So I heard that the guy, Persian guy, kickboxer, really high level kickboxer, he's a stunt dude, had a fight in a fight scene with him the day before. The same day in the morning, and he beat the shit out of the guy, like literally beat the shit out of the guy.
Steven Seagal beat the shit out.
Yes, he went over the top to the point that they had to come and like grab Steven. Seagal. Like, okay, we're done. The set is done. He's like, oh, okay, send the guy to the hospital. There was one of the scenes that he's supposed to throw him through like whatever, like they had, like the prop whatever washroom. He throw him through that. He breaks the toilet and he grabs his face, real mirror, and smashes his face to the mirror multiple times, rear mirror. But all these guys, stunt guys, they sign waivers, right? So you're gonna do everything.
I was gonna say,
Sent to
the
the guy.
waivers miss something, like that's assault, bro. Like,
Yeah, sent the guy to the hospital, dude.
What I'm more curious about is, does he not realize he's filming a movie? Like,
You want to make it realistic.
You're supposed to be simulating movements.
You want to make it
You're
realistic.
not actually making real contact with
He
people.
does though.
Because all that's done with camera angles.
He does
does
though.
the director not say anything? Like, do they not?
I'll tell you about that.
Okay.
So each character in the movie, they have number, right? So I was number 2. So there's number 1. My boss in the movie, I was number 2, and everybody has a number. He's number 0. I didn't know what I didn't notice. So we're there in the set, getting everything ready. They patted me up and they talked to me. The stunt guy told me what the scene is going to be, how the fight is going to be, and it's a long fight scene. They were worried because it's my first stunt movie, and I was more I was more. My contract is more like an actor, not a stunt guy, right? But it's fine. I was getting paid double that day. That's another story. So he. Sorry, it's gonna be long. So he comes in and everybody's like, number 0's here, number 0's here. I'm like, what the fuck? And everybody's super quiet. 50 people on set. Super quiet. You can hear, if you drop a pin, you can hear it. And number 0 comes in and he's like walking. It's like Steven Seagal. He walks in and his hand is on his belly and he's like, oh. And there's like 3, this like super weird, 3 Japanese girls behind him. Like really young, teeny. And he's like just walking behind him and he's like, okay. So then he's like the director, I forgot his name, they come to him. He's like a little puppy, dude. The director who runs the show. He comes in, okay, sir, so this is what you're gonna do, this is what you're gonna do, this is what you're gonna do. And I'm standing there where in my queue, like where my
He's scared of him.
Everybody's scared of him, dude.
I've heard the story many times. He instills
Everybody,
fear
like I'm telling you, nobody's
on the sets of
talking.
his movies.
Nobody's talking. The set is full of extras, light men, like everything, right?
What?
Nobody's talking, right? The director comes in, he's like, yeah, okay. So where's the guy I'm fighting now? Where is he? So he's like, I forgot his name. Anyway, the director is like, there he is. So he's like, he called me. So I walked in. I was like, Sensei, I did this. He's like, so I gave him respect. So he's like,
But you showed him the martial arts.
yes. So he's like, shh. He seemed like he's like, oh, hi. He does this. He's like, where are you from? I'm like, I'm from Iraq. Oh, I speak Arabic too. Do you speak Arabic? I'm like, yeah. He's like, oh yeah. He's like starting saying like, bitch, pussy, blah, 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 dick.
Oh, wow.
In Arabic, right? He's like, he wants to show me that he knows all these words. I'm like, oh yeah, ha ha ha. And he's like,
Trying to connect with you in his own fucked up way.
yes. And that's it. Then he put his hand on my shoulder, like he just like hugs me. And he's like, calls the director, he's like, we're changing the scene. I'm not gonna fight this guy. We're gonna do the scene in Arabic. There's a full conversation. We're gonna do the scene in Arabic. He's gonna teach me. And I'm not gonna fight him. He's gonna attack me with a knife. And I'm gonna take the knife from him and stab him.
And who needs this?
Fight this guy. I already had my share of fights today. The fans don't want to see fighting anymore. And he's like, put this camera here, put this camera here. And I was like, everybody's like, what? And setting up cameras, it's not like, yeah, we'll do it in 2 minutes. It's like,
Well, it's not just that. It's like, well, we have to block this. I've heard this story too, because on camera, like the lingo used is blocking a scene.
yes.
And it's not just cameras. It's the lighting. People have to light the
Everything.
actors. It takes time.
Everything.
You don't snap your fingers
Change
and say,
everything.
You
Change
can't
the
do
lens
that.
angles. Change the lens angles. Started talking about use this lens, use that lens, use this filter, use that filter. Told them everything that they do. Took me, and we walked away from the scene, chatting, trying to teach him the words that he was supposed to say. The director freaking out. Anybody here can speak Arabic? Nobody. He's like, it's fine. He's going to teach me. And I could have made him say anything I want. Nobody would have known. I would have made him see like, I'm a motherfucker.
Yeah.
Right? Like I could have made him say anything. Right? They set up, we went, we had juice from the whatever. And like we're chatting. He's telling me like just bullshit stories. We came back. I don't know why he made that connection with me. We came back. We did the scene. He grabbed the knife from me, stabbed me, threw me on the ground, and walked away. And everybody's like, what the fuck just happened? And that's it. That was like, you didn't even throw a punch at me. Nothing. Like literally, I'm talking to him, and I pull a knife from my sleeve, and I just like try to attack him. And he grabs a knife, take my back,
I have to see this
stab
movie
me in the
now.
neck.
I got to see this train wreck.
Would you even trust him fucking stabbing you, dude? Like,
No, it's a prop
real
knife.
knife. Okay, yeah. I was like, yo, you just bashed some fucking guy's head in
No,
the
it's a prop knife. They showed me the knife because I had it. So it's like a what do you call it? Like a quick release, but when you do it, it goes in.
blade sinks
The
in.
blade sinks in.
But here's the question: do you think he's in a real fight? Like, is he a genuinely like? could he beat someone pretty hard? Like, is he tough? I know he's out of shape, but he's still a big guy and he looks strong.
Exactly. When he grabbed me, he felt really strong, right? I mean, again, I was going with it. I wasn't trying at all. I didn't want to put myself in that position.
Yeah.
I'm a paid actor.
As goofy as he is, he still has training. He still has martial arts. So you have to be.
But like, again, like, would he win against Shaq? Probably Shaq will destroy him. You know what I mean? Like, because again,
even Seagal or Khabib, like,
yeah, oh yeah,
oh my gosh.
Khabib will fucking kill him. But you know, like, he did have background, but like, he's an actor at the end.
I'm curious to know what the fear aspect was with that guy.
Money.
What?
He's a producer. He's like all the production company. That being said, they delayed my checks. They sent me with the first check. They delayed my check. It was I think close to $7,000, 3 days acting. They sent me a first check. It was like $600 for the first 2 hours. I think I did the first day. It was just the opening scene. You need to look that up. And then the other checks were delayed, and they kept delaying it, and then I wasn't. I'm not registered. I'm not in what do you call it?
You're not in the union.
I'm not in the union. So I'm like, yeah. So and I never got paid.
I think he has his own production company. If he has people that help him fund, like he raises the money.
Yeah, he does.
A lot of the production resides on his responsibility.
Exactly. That's why everybody's scared of him. Yeah. So they created that company. They create a company, and they produce the show, and then it dissolves right after, like, it's like a time period. So the company literally dissolved, and I never got paid. I don't know how many people.
He's hilarious because he does, like, I like a couple of his early movies, but that's about it. He shits out some piece of crap every single year, but like if you go way back, like 35 years or something, way back to like Under Siege, that was kind of a fun movie. But again, he didn't produce it, he didn't direct it.
No, he didn't.
Right?
But he's like, and not only that, he's like a dirty motherfucker. Cause like, so the idea was my character was in a broth hall. And like I had all these girls around me and stuff, and so he's supposed to be following me, right? So we're walking, and that's the second day in that scene, like, because now we became buddies, right? In his head. So he's telling me about, like, oh, look at these girls, look at that. I'm like,
oh wow,
yeah, dude. So in one of these scenes that I walk out of the room with my girlfriend in the show, and I walk out. And then he follows me. Then he sees someone go in another room. So he goes there, and there's this girl sitting in a tub, and she was supposed to be. She's wearing bikini, but in the tub, she's actually like supposed to be naked under the tub, right? And there's like, we spent 2 hours because he needed to change the scene, and they had to convince her that she has to come out of the tub naked to put the bathrobe on.
He's got a track record for that. I don't know if you guys have.